To talk about that state visit of François Hollande in the US. Economic relations, key part of that visit, really.
Yeah, certainly are. François Hollande has brought with him 30 French company bosses who are hoping to sort of do some deals on the sideline of this important state visit to the United States. They include representatives of the French national train company, the SNCF, the aerospace company Safran, and the engineering firm Alstom. Now, French goods accounted for just 1.8% of imports into the United States in 2012. That's a figure many of those companies will be hoping to increase. The president is also trying to show that France is a good place to do business. Solano de Souza has more.
François Hollande is a man on a mission. During his 3-day state visit to the United States, he will be working hard to change the image of the French economy, an image that has worsened since his time in office. The socialist government is often accused of not being business-friendly.
French entrepreneur is not really well regarded in France yet. I hope it's going to change, maybe with the French president coming to the US, showing that he has some interest with the French high-tech.
The president will also attempt to strengthen transatlantic business ties. The United States remains France's top investment partner, accounting for 19% of France's overseas investments, while the US represents 18.5% of the foreign investment in France. Traveling with the heads of French companies like SNCF and Safran, Hollande will also attempt to boost French exports to the United States. France imports more than it exports to the US and represents only 1.8% of the US import market. Already during his visit, French multinational Alstom announced it would supply turbines for a wind project off the coast of Rhode Island. Hollande's visit comes ahead of a summit on the attractiveness of France as a place to do business, scheduled for next week.
Let's check in at what's happening on the markets now. And over in Asia, it's a broadly positive day. In fact, no trading on the Nikkei in Japan. It's closed for a public holiday. Investors watching closely as the new chairwoman of the Federal Reserve, Janet Yellen, testifies to a congressional committee later on. She's expected to speak about the tapering of the Fed's monetary stimulus and the state of the US labour market. Over in Shanghai, the world's top maker of soya sauce has had its first day's trading on stock exchange. Fosun Haitian raised $630 million, and the biggest flotation since authorities opened up the listings to new companies back in December. Their shares surged some 44% in the first minutes of trading before being suspended for rising too high, needing to some suggest that soy sauce might be the new black gold. Stuart, if you're looking for an investment opportunity,
soy sauce
could be it.
Bizarrely, I did actually buy some yesterday.
Perhaps you're contributing to this.
Perhaps I have. Stephen, thank you very much. Lots of company news around today. Stephen's got the highlights.
Yeah, we're going to go next to the French cosmetics firm L'Oréal, which has bought 8% of its shares back from Nestlé in a deal worth €6.5 billion. The sale will be financed by the transfer to Nestlé of the pharmaceuticals lab Galderma, which is a joint venture it has with L'Oréal. The Bettencourt-Meyers family, which includes Liliane Bettencourt, the daughter of L'Oréal's founder, will increase its share in the company to 33%. This comes after L'Oréal posted record earnings of €3 billion for 2013. Net profit of the tyre manufacturer Michelin fell by 28% last year. The company earned €1.1 billion in 2013, hit by the costs of a massive restructuring plan. Sales at Michelin also fell over 5% to €20 billion. Google has become America's second most valuable company. According to FactSet data, it surpassed oil company ExxonMobil in trading last week to close the week worth over $395 billion, more than Exxon's $392 billion. Both companies trail Apple's market value, though, of $463 billion. And the activist investor Carroll has dropped his attempt to force Apple to buy back some of its shares. He wanted the company to spend $50 billion on a share buyback before September. The advisory firm ISS has told shareholders to vote against it. Icahn has been buying Apple stocks for months and owns around 1% of the company.
And finally, a mystery has been solved in the US. Phew. This is the mystery of who is behind the opening of a dumb Starbucks in Los Angeles.
This shop opened last Friday in Los Angeles. It looks like a Starbucks. It's selling the same sort of products, got the same sort of interiors. Many thought it was actually a pop-up art project when it opens, but everything is preceded by dumb. It uses the logo with the word dumb added. Its products are listed with the word dumb in front of all of them. The man who behind it has revealed himself in a YouTube video as the comedian Nathan Fielder. He's known for staging public hoaxes. Now, he does say it's a real business. Starbucks, as you can imagine, aren't terribly pleased, though. They said, while we appreciate the humour, they cannot use our name, which is a protected trademark. But not so, says Nathan Fielder. Let's take a listen.
The word dumb. We are legally allowed to use the coveted Starbucks name and logo because we've fulfilled the minimum requirements to be considered a parody under US law. Many of you probably know me as a comedian, but this is no bit or joke. This is a real business I plan to get rich from.
Well, whether or not he'll be able to get rich or whether he's going to have to hire some very expensive lawyers still remains to be seen. But dumb Starbucks opening in Los Angeles.
The best bit of that entire story for me was seeing Stephen Carroll with the words underneath "struck dumb." I think we could do a little screen grab of that.
Exactly.
Stephen Carroll never struck dumb here on False Fan Cat. Coming up, the electric skateboard, which has just